Morning. We just made a quick dash from the house to the workshop because it snowed last night. Just a dusting. It's not very much. Barely worth anything, but the temperature dropped, so I'm gonna get a few things done out here. So I got these ones done yesterday. And they do work, so that's great. But I want to put a middle piece in. And so I left this piece taped exactly where it is so that I could basically put my next Tesla center pieces in the gaps that are around this. So if I don't move this piece, it should be pretty much exactly lined up, in theory. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. I designed up the centerpiece that I want. I put it in a spot that was not cut out on that sheet. Saved it, and then saved it under a different name, and then deleted all the extra stuff. So it's just going to cut out that one piece as a test. In theory, this should work, but I mean, in theory, the first round should have worked. The joys of designing new things. All right, it's still loading. Because it's so cold outside, I don't think we're going to get to installing that trim, which means I now need to find a place to put it. Once that is loaded, I'll get that running. I'm going to get the magnets finished. I have this lovely thing I'm going to finish up. My lovely cabinet from yesterday, so I should be able to get the weather stripping in, get this secured down, and then get a coat of paint on these guys. Basically, quiet stuff with the little one, and then louder stuff later. We're gonna figure out a few things, as I said, because it's so cold. And we were also planning on trimming the apple tree today. I don't know how much of this is actually gonna happen. So as you can see, there is one random design randomly placed in the middle. But in theory, that should hit right there. Fingers crossed. Alright, so this is what I have. I want to be able to put a little shelf in here. In theory, this is the little shelf, but I can't get it in. I can't get it into where it needs to be. And if I can't easily get this into where it needs to be, then I can't send it to a customer because they're going to sit there fighting with it. And obviously that's not what I want. So, how's it going back there? Okay, well that's part of the problem. That's supposed to sit flat. Which means I can make this smaller, because this should be down here. So that's part of the problem. This is why we test things. Alright, well, this has to go back in the house. But we can at least get a coat of paint onto the shelves. Okay, now that's been tested, those have been painted. I'm actually going to take her off. But I also want to be able to work on the table saw, which is not going to go well. Yeah. If I have someone attached. Yeah. Yeah, you can play in your playpen right next to me, okay? Yeah, that's not what you want. Come on, caged beast. Well, that was not what she wanted. At all. I'll show you what I'm staring at. There are feet in there that when I put it into, when I put the bottom plate on, when it was on the stand, I actually drilled recessed holes to bring that down, which then brings it closer to the tabletop. So this foam probably will work. I'm gonna have an issue there because I apparently cut that bigger than the hole. Oh well. The other three sides are fine. I'll just probably have to put a scab on a piece right there. Oh, that's not a problem. I've got lots of scrap left over from cutting this out. I'm gonna mark out those feet, and then that'll drop the entire thing down closer and make the gaps that I need to fill in smaller. Ultimately, this is a job site saw, so trying to completely plug all the holes on this is going to be an absolute nightmare. You can kind of see up in here. There's a whole bunch of holes. But we're going to do the best that we can and go from there. That closes up the gap quite a bit. Now I'm just gonna mark out where this is actually touching the plywood, because as you see, it's got all sorts of lovely little round details, and the designer had fun with this. So I'm gonna figure out where it actually touches the plywood, or almost touches the plywood, mark that out, and then put my weather stripping right there. We have completed what we set out to do. Tested the file, need to fix that. The mini hexagons are painted, ready for sanding tonight, so that's noisy stuff. And I managed to get this fixed. Well, as fixed as it can be for now. We are nice and snug to the board. Filled in all the way around, except for obviously this part, but I'm gonna need to use loud, noisy table saw type stuff to fix that. It is screwed down. Apparently I don't have any 3-inch screws, which would have been perfect. So 4-inch is what I got. So those have to be cut off. But now we are going to go inside because somebody needs a nap. Or you just need free roam with the living room. Either one. You happy for playtime now? Budgie. Budgie? Hey, we're here. Hi. So we're going to trim our apple tree again. When we first got here, it hadn't been pruned in a very long time. And it kind of been left to go very unruly. There's a lot of branches that are, to be honest, just way too tall. You don't cut more than 30% of your tree per year. This one has a lot that we can take off, but basically what we're doing is taking any of the super high branches off so that the lower branches where we can actually reach is what actually fruits, because the stuff way up there, I mean, some of that's a good 30 feet in the air. We're never getting that. So, and there's plenty on the ground for the animals and bugs and bees and all sorts of stuff to have. So, healthier tree. I'm gonna cut this down a little.
I got to get lumberjack. Sure is a lot of wind today.
Yeah. That's the one of the ones we're taking down, and the other one we're taking down is right there. So that will take two very tall branches off and leave two lower branches here and here that we can actually reach. There's lots of other things that you should probably know before you start pruning your tree, and at the moment we're just trying to take these large limbs off before it starts budding too badly or too much. So the top of that branch is probably a good 30, maybe 40 feet in the air. Nowhere near what we can actually get down, but taking those two off, which are ones that go straight up anyways, so we don't want those, and letting it have more fan out, so all the branches that go kind of on a slight bit of an angle but stay a little bit closer parallel to the ground, allows us to give the tree air, lots of circulation, so you don't get any sort of diseases in there. If you'd like to prune your own fruit tree, I would highly suggest finding someone who actually gives a proper tutorial. This is basically just us pruning this tree. This is not a tutorial. Do not take this as a tutorial. Alright, so a multitude of things happened. One, Dan needed my help getting that branch loose. Then Budgie got hungry and got cold, and then the battery on my camera died. So I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse as to what we did. So I'll stand back here, so I got a fairly good shot of it before. I'll show you how we're opening it up. The two tall branches on the left-hand side here, we removed. So they are on the ground. And that will now allow a lot more sunlight to come down into the center of the tree. Next year, we'll lop the top of these two upper ones off as well. Again, what we're aiming for is to lower all the branches down so that they're within reach, and let more sunlight come in through the top. It's been a multi-step process. Every single year we have to take another chunk of the tree down because it was in such bad shape when we got here. There was limbs that were ready to break as soon as they had too much fruit on them, and instead of trying to hobble it through by propping up some of the branches, just cut some of the branches off. The tree is a very, very good producer of apples. There's only 3 of us, so pruning it to make it more healthy is not a bad thing. Well, it would appear winter is still not done with us. So I didn't get back out to the shop yesterday to finish up that last little bit of stuff. We did get the tree pruned over there. I'm going to sneak out. She doesn't really wake up for another hour or so. So I'm going to sneak out here, get some of the loud, noisy stuff done so that I have quiet stuff to do because, again, I didn't get back out here yesterday. Oh, it's cold. Snow's going down my back. Oh. That's the thing about design. I get an idea in my head as to what I want it to look like. And then once it's made, I don't know how much I like it. Ultimately, I like that. That looks very pretty. And I do want to have some sort of mini shelf in here. I mean, it's cute and I like it. It's just a matter of, will the plant get lost in there? I have another idea. I'm gonna try this. Still going with the aim of having this finished, pictured, and listed by the end of the day. We'll see if that happens. I also have my magnets over there, which again, I'm not 100% happy with them. I'm happy with them, but not in here. I'll show you. So currently, these are the little magnets. They still need a little bit of clear coat. Magnet will go back there. And they're cute. They're nice size. But the color doesn't come through as much as I'd like it to, and I'm thinking there's too much pattern here. So basically making it so that there's only maybe like a third of the pattern, but it's enlarged, would make the holes bigger, it would make the lattice work thicker. Might actually make the cutting time faster. I think I'll try those. The nice thing is these ones are made out of the little bits I have left over from other things, so I have lots that I can do with these. These ones I am happy with, so this is simple. This just needs to be sanded. I'll drill the holes for it, and then these ones can have the pictures taken along with all the other ones. So I'll be able to show what these look like in comparison to all my other sizes, because I just so happen to have one of each size right now. Nice, it worked out that way. These are super cute. So I've just checked in on her. She is still asleep, so I should be fine enough to fix the table saw base here. It'd be really nice if that snow could go away. Good morning. Today this is what works. I realized that I got out here to get a whole bunch of work done, get orders started, keep working on my prototyping, and it's now 9 o'clock. Time for me to go inside, and I realized I completely forgot to turn the camera. I just turned on a podcast and disappeared, apparently. So I figure I should probably close up this video before it drags on for days and days. And I'll give you an idea give you a look as to what I've been up to. Because if you've been watching the last few videos, you've been kind of seeing the progression of me designing some new products. So if you've been watching me design this little chumley, which is an air plant hanger. Super cute, right? And I have designed and managed to make fit a little platform that kind of sits here and holds the air plant. And it's cute, and it'll hang up by some nice leather straps. But that's a lot. For one thing, I wouldn't be able to put any of the paint on this. For another thing, it's kind of hard to put this together one-handed, but that's kind of a lot of stuff, and it would end up, the plant, I feel, would end up getting lost in that. My other one over here, which I'm starting to cut out, this one is significantly bigger. Basically, it sits kind of like that with backers on these pieces and that are colored. So that's how I end up bringing in my patterns, my stains, and my colors to get the look that is signature to my brand. And I have been prototyping, figuring out how to get this to work and how to get them to slide together and lock and all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't liking it. It was too busy, and I wasn't going to be able to get the look I wanted that would really fit into my brand. Yes, I had the pattern and I'd be able to do the different stains, but it wouldn't have any of the color. So I tried something different. And I decided to go simple. So this, hold on a second. This is what I came up with. So that's kind of in pieces, but that's basically it. So this, instead of being a fully 3D thing, it will more so just kind of hang up against a wall, maybe a north-facing window, and it'll be stain color on the back, regular on the front, because ultimately, yes, I could have added the layers to the back of this and had the color, but then, like on this, you'd have this part that's just flat stained. So you'd alternate between having nice bright colors to flat stain, to bright colors to flat stain. This is a 3D object. This is more of a 2D, and it actually has a dedicated back to it. If I had done this and had, 2 layers, and so I'd have pattern on both sides, that would significantly add to the amount of material, the amount of time, and the costs of the project. But this has everything I want in it. It's a simple thing to put together. It's a lower ticket price, and it has the pattern, the stain, and the color. And I've also redesigned my magnets. So these were the little magnets that I had. The magnet's going to go in the little recess part there. Again, it's cute. I wasn't completely happy with it, so I redesigned it. Not by much, but I like these better. The color shows through a lot more, the pattern's a lot simpler, and ultimately it'll be the same. Stained on the sides and the back, have a little recessed hole drilled in to fit the magnet. But I like these. I think they're super cute. Needless to say, I will not be getting these posted, as said today, as much as I would have loved to get them posted. And I will not be getting them to the store tomorrow. I'll probably go there Friday morning. Mainly because I ordered backers for these guys, and I obviously now need to wait for these to come in. It doesn't make sense to go to the store twice in 1 week. This is what happens when you design new products. Sometimes you get it on the first try, sometimes it takes weeks. Ultimately, these are simple, small projects. I'm aiming for maybe a week and a half from idea to prototyping to listed and finished. And I'm pretty much on track with that, so. If I'd gotten these ready for today, it would have been like less than a week from idea to actually listing them. Which would have been impressive, but probably not realistic. Anyways, I'm going to take these aside, show Dan. He's always very excited when I bring in new products. It's a lovely boost to my ego. And, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Bye. And what do you think of blueberries?